Whew. And April can be a hard month. It's supposed to be spring. It's close to the end of April. I mean, winter came real late in 2023, but it's time to put winter behind us. And this is not an unusual circumstance for at least the east coast of Newfoundland. It's cold, but it's not freezing. It's damp, but it's not raining every day. It's just gray and gloomy, the rain, drizzle, fog. The snow didn't even really start to fall until it should have been finished this year. And now what's left is kind of like what the snow blowers push up or the street plows push up on lawns. And that stuff isn't snow anymore. That turns to ice and takes longer to melt. While collecting all of the dirt and debris over the course of a winter. So it's not nice to look at. The grass that you can see is brown and not alive yet. There's no leaves on the trees. It's just a hard time of year. So like if I say April is hard, what I mean is that this type of weather can come and stay for a really long time and just not change. And it's gloomy. It's kind of, harmless. It's not super windy. It's not super cold. It's like there's this cover over the entire area, and it's hard to deal with, and there's no relief. It just doesn't go away. This is hard because it is just hanging around. It's been at least a week. It's expected to last for like at least another week longer. Yesterday I saw a couple of little slivers, little cracks in the clouds with hints of blue, but they didn't last, and the clouds just kind of rolled back over. So it's tough, but this is what happens very often in the month of April. You kind of know what to expect when winter starts. It might be a little bit hard for a little while, but winter's coming. The days are shorter, the temperatures drop, you expect some snow, and you mentally prepare for it. It's no big deal. I shouldn't say it's no big deal. It's just part of the process to prepare for winter. But by the time mid-April rolls around, you kind of want to put that behind you and start looking forward. And unfortunately, one of the realities that we have to deal with here is rain, drizzle, fog, gray days, damp, cool. Spring isn't really a thing in Newfoundland. And I spend a lot of time on this channel talking about all the reasons why people should come to Newfoundland, why it's a great place, and I stand by those reasons. I love Newfoundland. I love everything about it except April. I have a hard time with what should be spring because it just doesn't exist. So I'm no meteorologist or any kind of expert on weather systems, but I do know that pretty much almost every year around this time of year we get these systems that come in like an atmospheric low that gets blocked by highs on either side, so there's good weather on either side of us, and we get stuck in these patterns for like 2 weeks at a time of just rain, drizzle, fog. I see a little bit of sun kind of poking through the clouds here today. It's the first hint of sun that I've seen in about 5 days, and it's not supposed to really be like this, so it's a little treat for us. But I mean, this is the treat. This is the good weather that we've had over the past week or so. But the gray days aren't all bad. The rain, the drizzle, the fog, that stuff kind of eats through the last little bit of snow that's left. And the temperatures are slowly creeping up. Once in a while, you'll get an anomaly with a real nice day. But as hard as it is to deal with in the moment, it's actually kind of exciting because the days are getting longer. It's the furthest point from the beginning of winter. It's kind of like just a hump that you have to get over to cross from winter to summer. We may not enjoy like the typical spring, but it is still a transition period that is hard to deal with in the moment, but it does lead to a good place. And I'm not knocking anybody who actually likes this weather, because I know you're out there. But I'm just speaking for myself here by saying I'm really looking forward to summertime, which is my favorite time. Bring on the heat, bring on the sun. We might not get a long summer, but it's pretty awesome. I'm not really trying to sell Newfoundland. I'm trying to paint the picture of the place and let you decide for yourself if this is the type of place that you want to live. My main purpose for making these videos is not really to like sell anybody on Newfoundland. It's just kind of like to tell you about it, tell you that it's here and not everybody's going to love it, but it's a type of place that a lot of people do love. You can see the sun trying to peek up behind me here now. This is the brightest I've seen it in definitely in a week. Even though it's still, I mean, you can see it's still pretty gloomy. Okay. May is coming around the corner. We're talking higher temperatures, hopefully a little bit less rain, drizzle, and fog, a little bit more outdoor activities, possibilities to do just more outdoors. I jumped in the car this past Friday to run down to Fairyland and see if the iceberg that I saw on social media was still there. And it was, and it was worth the drive. It was amazing to see. Photos just don't do it justice. You need to really lay your eyes on something like this to do it justice, to really understand what you're looking at. I remember as a kid seeing icebergs and thinking, ooh, ice in the water, cool. But when you take even like a millisecond to think about what an iceberg is, where it came from, when it came from, it's actually really cool. And I did go down to see that giant iceberg that ran aground right at Fairyland. So at the end of the video, I'd love to have like a proper happy ending and the sky behind me just open up and see the blue skies or the sun shining through. But this isn't Hollywood. This is Newfoundland, not Disneyland. So it's not always going to be the standard sort of happy ending. But the optimism is still there, even if the weather makes it hard to stay optimistic. But it's getting better. It's a little bit brighter today than it has been for the last couple of days. It's probably still going to be a little bit of time before the weather really breaks, but that's just what we got to deal with, and we can deal with it. And before you know it, the days are going to be longer, the weather's going to be warmer, the sky's going to be bluer, the sun's going to be shining, and it's going to be all right.